How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another In My Opinion video. And this time we're talking about the Monza Grand Prix, and if you didn't see it, Daniel Ricciardo did get the win, and what a race. To be honest with you, I watched the qualifying race. Qualifying was on a stupid hour here in Australia, so I didn't end up watching. I watched the highlights. Bottas was reigning supreme. He was super fast. Probably the quickest driver all weekend, really, considering his pace in the qualifying race. And obviously the talking point from the qualifying race was mainly, it's a little bit boring, but Hamilton did get a bad start off that right-hand side of the grid and ended up falling back. And that really put Max in a much stronger position, starting from pole in the main race. So I'm not a huge fan of the qualifying races, to be honest with you. But it did mix up the grid ever so slightly. It gave it a little bit more of a talking point, which leads into obviously what happened on the Sunday too. Looking into the main race now, and Danny Ric got a super good start. I mean, the McLarens have been quick all weekend, so it wasn't a huge surprise that he was able to maintain that pace at the front. I felt like Max was in a good position, running P2, and then obviously he has that terrible pit stop, which puts him way out of position, which then leads obviously to the main event where Hamilton came out of the pits and they collided. Now, my personal opinion, and you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below, I personally think that it's a racing incident. I think if it was any other driver that was going around the outside there, I think Hamilton leaves enough space. But I also think Max was optimistic to make the move. I don't think either driver's in the wrong. I just don't think either of them were more to blame than the other, to be honest with you. I think they're both at fault, which I'm surprised Max got that 3-place grid penalty for Russia, but that's the steward's decision. I also think that if Max's car doesn't end up on top of Hamilton and causing danger and the halo to come in, which was very, very lucky. Hamilton's a lucky guy, and the halos, probably saved his life there. But I think if that situation doesn't occur, let's just say they touch wheels and they both just DNF like normal, I don't think he gets a penalty. I think maybe the stewards in the FIA deemed it more dangerous because of that situation and gave Max the penalty rather than for the actual move itself, because the move was on. He's coming out the pits. There is a ruling. I know Will Buxton put out a series of tweets about the rulings coming out the pits. It's actually up to Hamilton to adhere to the cars coming out of the pit. He's coming out the pit, so he has to adhere to the cars on track. So there's an element that Hamilton did not do that, based off the fact that he defended his position pretty heavily. He didn't give Max a car's width, and that's the ruling. You have to give a car's width. And I think Max was alongside enough to give a little bit to Hamilton, to be honest with you. But either way, my opinion, racing incident. You guys let me know what you think. I'm not sure the 3-place grid penalty is fair, but it is what it is. Saw quite a lot of comments from people saying, Max didn't even check on him, but I think he's probably had a look to his left and seen Hamilton's reversing backwards. And if someone, while I was trying to reverse backwards, came over to see if I was all right, I'd tell him to do one. So I think from that side, Max did everything he could. He had a look. Hamilton's trying to reverse, and that is what it is. Of course, we cannot fail to mention the McLarens 1-2 for such a long time, and they had great pace. Have to say, they've been such an improved team over the years, and from where they were with Honda, then with Renault, and now with the Mercedes engine, they've got a great driver lineup. Danny Ric said in the post-race interview that he really felt like he had something in him on the Friday. He probably knew that the car had the pace, and he delivered. He did a better job than Norris all weekend, and it's great to see him back where he belongs. He belongs to be challenging those positions, and it's a shame for Lando not to get his first race win, because I think that would have been amazing. But at the same time, I'm so pleased for Ricciardo, and it's going to be important for McLaren because his strong results now can really put them a lot higher in the championship. Norris has been doing a great job all year. I've said in previous videos that he's probably one of the strongest performers this year, and for Danny Ric to come out at Monza and get the win and be strong every single session was really, really important. I'm so delighted for him. Obviously, Bottas from way at the back, finishing third, was a great result. I think the Ferraris can be pleased with their pace. Not the best. They were challenging for race wins, and when Leclerc won, the scenes there with Tifosi was pretty incredible. But at the same time, they can't expect to be doing that right now. But I think that was probably as good as they could have got around this circuit, where it's actually not a track that they typically would be good at this year with the car that they've got. And then obviously towards the back end of the top 10, I think George Russell got into the points, which is great for Williams, and Latifi drove a really strong race. I think he was quite unlucky not to get in the points this weekend because he did a really good job. He was sort of matching George quite a lot of the way, also in qualifying as well. So I think Williams definitely, they're a midfield team now. They're doing a really good job. They've improved that car massively. I know George is doing a great job, and Latifi's now delivering a bit more as well, but credit to the team because they're doing a fantastic job as well. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I wanted to keep these short and sharp. I think the last one was a little bit too long, to be honest with you. I think I probably should have done 2 videos, one for driver market stuff and one for the actual race. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep them a bit shorter, a bit easier to watch maybe as well. So let me know what you think. Give me your opinions, particularly on the Hamilton and Verstappen crash. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Cheers.